Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the continuation of our Life Lesson series. This is number 181. And the Life Lesson series, just things that life may be trying to teach you that you're not paying attention to. We try to do these as often as we can, and usually just because we don't always have more specific topics sometimes. So if you are new here, we've got over 1,100 of these for your listening pleasure, continuing to add on a daily basis. If you're looking for life, business, relationship, habit form coaching, we'd love to be of assistance to you. And so you can reach out at PO Perception on Twitter and or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either way, we'll get you in line with either talking with me or a member of my team. We can go from there. So the first thing to pay attention to is accountability. You got to be accountable to yourself. You have to be accountable to the people that matter to you. And so the more accountability partners you have in life, the easier it will be to keep your word, the easier it will be to make healthy decisions, and the easier it'll be to kind of move forward into something that's a little less pressure filled and a little more open ended. So when we begin to understand the value of accountability partnership, that is someone holding us accountable to what we've said we're going to do, someone holding us accountable to the person that we have said in the past we want to be. There's a lot of value in that, and it can become super overwhelming for some folks to kind of look at accountability in that way and know where your limits are. Are you pushing too hard? Are you out of balance? Is your life not going the way you planned? What sort of things do you need to look at in order for you to be more accountable? What sort of things do you need to look at in order to know where your future is going and what you want your life to look like and all of those things? It doesn't necessarily mean you have to know every bit of that detail, but you need to know some. You need to know something about what things are moving forward and how to move them forward. The next thing to look at there is, are you open? Are you open-minded to new ideas? Are you open-minded to new concepts? Are you open-minded to the idea that you may not know everything? I know one of the things that's super important in working with 17,000 people over the last 15 years is I expect that there are things I'm not going to know. I expect that there are clients that are going to teach me things about where the world is going, about trends in the world, about human nature that I don't know. I know a lot of things because I need to. I know a lot of things because ultimately that's what's required of me in my job, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I know everything I need to know in order to be smart and intelligent and good with everything that matters. It also doesn't mean that I know everything that is most important to other people, and so there's a need to kind of be more aware. There's a need to be more alert. There's a need to be flexible and learn new things and grow. The next thing is know what you're willing to fight for and what you're not. Pick your fights, pick your battles, because if not, they'll pick you and you'll get exhausted over things that don't help you in the long run or that ultimately don't need as much of your mental space, emotional space, just in terms of who you are as a person. They don't need that much of you. And if you're giving too much from the wrong things or to the wrong things, it will lead you in a direction that isn't going to serve you well. And so when you begin to understand that knowing what to fight for is also about controlling your mind and knowing what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Work backwards. If I accomplish this well, what does that look like? If something goes off balance, off kilter, what does that look like? The more you know about what balance looks like in your life, the easier it is to meet those goals, to meet those aspirations, to know what's coming next and ultimately where you're going and what needs to come next and how your life comes into balance and sort of sees things going in a positive direction, sees things going in a good way. And so when we begin to understand that value, we then begin to know how to ultimately be at a good space or at a good space with all of that. So hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully you can get to a good space within yourself in that way. The last thing to kind of look at there is knowing what your purpose is. Know your why. When you don't know your why, you lose time in life. When you don't know your why, your world falls apart. And so knowing your why is equally about why am I doing what I'm doing, but also why does what I'm doing matter? Why does what I'm doing count? Why does what I'm doing come down to meaning something in the long run, in the short run of things? When you understand your why, you can then make better decisions, and hopefully, this becomes a better value. So, hopefully, that is helpful to you. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.